Good evening. I hope I find you well on this cool enough day, but I find it pleasant enough because it's very hard to stick the heat, but you can keep warm when it's a bit cool. So the Daily Living, a little book, and it's for the 18th of August, um, Tuesday, the 18th of August. Let me see. Yeah, Tuesday, the 18th of August, 2026. Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." And that's the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28. Whoever comes to me, I will never drive away. And that's the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 37. I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. And that's the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 35. Jesus is my treasured gift to you. It's lovely, isn't it? Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Say hello to Sacred Heart of Jesus. Sweetheart of Jesus, fount of love and mercy, today we come thy blessing to implore. Oh, touch our hearts, so cold and so ungrateful, and make us love thee more and more each day. Sweetheart of Jesus, we implore. Oh, make us love thee more and more. Sweetheart of Jesus, make us pure and gentle, and teach us how to do thy blessed will, to follow close the print of thy dear footsteps. And when we fall, sweetheart, oh, love us still. Sweetheart of Jesus, we implore. Oh, make us love thee more and more. Isn't that lovely? Now, up there, Sacred Heart of Jesus, keep an eye on things. Come on down, our Blessed Mother. Say hello to our Blessed Mother. Lovely lady dressed in blue, teach me how to pray. Hail, Queen of Heaven, the ocean star, guide of the wanderer here below. Thrown on life's surge, we claim thy care. Save us from peril and from woe. Mother of Christ, Star of the sea, pray for the wanderer. Pray for me. O gentle, chaste, and spotless maid, we sinners make our prayers to thee. Remind thy Son that he has paid the price of our iniquity. Virgin most pure, Star of the sea, pray for the sinner. Pray for me. Up there now, Blessed Mother, keep an eye on things there. I love our Blessed Mother. So, how are you today? I hope things worked out satisfactorily for you wherever you are. And suffice to say, I was up enough early this morning because I wanted to go to the lady in outside Virginia, up in a kind of a very posh estate, or not estate, houses all detached practically. And up I went, and near enough 11, just a bit after us. And she had finished the wrong one, yeah, with about in Dollymount, but it was the one with the moonlight in Dublin Bay. So she walked away at that. She hadn't finished practically. So so she finished it, and I was hoping to enter it into the Virginia Agriculture Show that's on tomorrow. And here in Oldcastle, I won first prize. But I went down the evening before, and Linden, there was no problem. But in Virginia, when I went there, um, the one that kind of looked after seemed to be on the phone outside, one of these busy individuals. Instead of doing her job inside and stop around nonsense, I've been on the mobile phone. And in the event, I had another youngish lady had brought the thing down to where the man that brought it in to where there was going to be where the paintings would be displayed. And I thought she'd be back then, so I had to go back up. But apparently, in Virginia, which is not the usual in any place else, only there, whatever sort of old scoundrels they are, you had to enter a week or so ago or something. And no way could they accept my thing. And I thought they were most unhelpful, disgraceful behaviour to my way of thinking. I mentioned it. That's not the way in Oldcastle, the agricultural show. Why are they so different? But I'll never go touch it again with any painting with that behaviour. Ignorant is all I'd call it. And the one that's come out with that, and so I wouldn't recommend her on the phone, one of these ignorant ones. So that's the way I regard them, ignorant. And so I wouldn't go with the way they operate, and I'd never put a painting into their exhibition again, wouldn't even visit it. But I'll find out what there's other agriculture shows like Bailey or somewhere ever they're coming up. I'll check into it on the internet later. So that was the story, and I drew a blank there. And would you want to see the traffic when I went into Virginia to go out the road? Because when you go to where this place is, Monroe or whatever it's called, if you go across the road, there's traffic, a very busy road, so you could be in an accident. So I went into the town, turned left. But as I went out the road, there was nothing but lorries, nearly out as far as where I was turning up. I couldn't say, goodness, that's the worst I ever saw. So I went up, and so she had to finish. She had to do it again. She seemed to be a bit confused about things, but a very nice lady, and she did the job, and I got the painting, and it's very nicely done, and the frame on it and all the rest of it, and the little business at the back, Moonlight in Dublin Bay. Lovely painting. I'll show it to you tomorrow, please God. I'll just show it to you when I'm doing the videos. You can see it for yourself. And but in the event, I went off and came back, and I just had time then for to say the road was back at about 12:20. So I said the Angelus, and then I prepared for my dinner, which I had and totally enjoyed. And so, and then I was reading some stuff, or rather, I looked at a video of Bishop Snyder, who's a very traditional bishop, the Latin Mass, the universal language. He promotes that, and he had something to say, and in a very proper way about the society of Pope Pius X and the difficulties that they're encountering with with those individuals in the Vatican head office, we call it. I mean, the Society of Pope Pius X follow the traditional way of doing things, and the Mass is celebrated in Latin, and churches are practiced on plenty of occasions. But they confirmed 4 bishops recently, and had difficulty then with those authorities in the Vatican. Now, these are the ones that had presided over nearly the destruction of the Catholic faith. There's not enough vocations. Churches are closing. Congregations is not what they were before they did all this nonsense of Vatican II and changing everything. Instead of the priest facing the tabernacle, he has his back to it. That's sacrilegious to my way of thinking. I'd agree 100% with Bishop Snyder. Marvellous bishop. I heard him speak at one time at a conference I was at. You couldn't ask for better. Yeah, lovely, lovely bishop. You could do more few of them in this country to stand up for the Catholic faith and to insist and to preach about the importance of the sacrament of confession to save your immortal souls and to receive Holy Communion in a worthy fashion, kneeling at the altar raised. And they should have all altar service with a pattern under the chin to protect us. They have none of that. People are standing up in a lot of places. We're lucky here in Oldcastle, but now the parish priest has had a problem with his hand or something, whatever happened to him or whatever he did that caused it. And he hasn't been saying Mass. So older priests that are retired, and it's not fair on them. They're not able to nearly walk, and they don't give out communion. It's lay people. So I prefer to have receive Holy Communion from a priest. So there's no point in me going to this church here with the way it's run and the way many ones is run. You can't get confession. They don't have confession every Saturday for at least an hour and preach about the importance of the sacrament of confession to save your immortal soul. So there's a lot of neglect. And I just wonder, these bishops, they have a lot to answer for. And so if the apostles did what they're doing, we'd have no Catholic faith, which is a great gift. But their neglect is something dreadful, and it needs to be called out. They want to encourage priests to have altar raised and put back altar raised in other churches where previous bishops had removed when they were paid for by the people. And do things like that. And those in the Vatican, unless they're completely clueless, they should know what's happening and that all the changes that they inflicted on our brothers and sisters. It meant that there's not enough vocations, and a lot of people are not practicing their Catholic faith, and so their souls in grave danger of eternal damnation because you have to practice it, and do your prayers and all the rest of it to save your immortal soul. So when we have our station, our little television station in due course, please God, Mass will be celebrated with the priest facing the tabernacle in the universal language of Latin, which it was in my time. And churches was packed, there was plenty of vocations. There was always 3 or 4 priests in every parish. And so the faith was carried on and people went to confession every evening, every Saturday. It's on for a few hours and the 3 or 4 priests all hearing confessions. And so at least these modern yokes often refer to that as in a derogatory sense when it was really the foundation. If you haven't got a foundation, how are you going to build a house? Seems to me the Catholic faith is like a house built on sand. It's not doing what it should be doing. And they want to put it on solid ground and go back to what was successful. Not doing what they're doing. I thought I'd have to say this. And it's not a sermon, it's what we say. Like, I'm long enough in the tooth, thank God, so far, and I'm able to have opinions and not afraid to come out with them. So that's what needs to be done. The sacrament of confession should be available in every Catholic church. You shouldn't have to go and inquire for it. It should be automatically available in the confession box with a little slide, not in some place where the priest is looking at you and you haven't got the privacy of the confession box. There's a right way and a wrong way of doing things, and the right way is to go into the confession box. But the need to have confession on a regular basis, maybe after every Holy Mass, and preach about it. Because, and have missions. When have you had a mission in the church that you might be in? I'm here 24 years, and there was only one mission by lay preachers, and it's not the same as priests. So, like, why is there no missions? When we have our station, we'll have the Mass celebrated in the universal language of Latin. If a priest says Mass in English, he will still face the tabernacle. He will not turn his back on it. He won't be allowed. That'd be a rule we'll have. And confessions will be available. We'll have missions once a year. We'll have a mission, maybe more regular, to show the example of what a mission is. And it's a good, strong words to sort of save your immortal soul. That's the idea. Not to frighten you, to save your soul. And that's the way to look at it. So I think there's a lot of people would like to have that situation coming about. But they're not being respected by those that should respect them. And the bishops want to wake up because they'll have a lot to answer for the neglect of the lack of missions in churches, the lack of confession, and the lack of the Holy Mass celebrated in Latin with the priest facing the tabernacle. Even saying a Mass in English should face the tabernacle. Yes, sorry. But anyway, I thought I'd mention that, and I will mention it. I'll keep mentioning it because the more people that mention that, the better. So there we are. I had a busy enough day, but thank God we're back to normal. And I hope everything's going well for you, wherever you are. So God bless and bye now. Yeah, we'll talk again. There's my Sacred Heart of Jesus, our Blessed Mother. They're all up there, St. Patrick and the Little Flower and the Lady Enoch and St. Anthony and the Infant of Prague. They're all there. I wouldn't be without them. So bye now. Enjoy the rest of your evening.